going to talk briefly about Pete Buttigieg and then bring in your questions. He was in Iowa yesterday. Technical proficiency. If you're someone who wants Pete Buttigieg to run and do well, this trip was very well done. Big turnout, collection of names, smaller meetings around the big event. Just like not everyone who thinks they can be a presidential candidate in 2028 has the knowledge and the candidate chops to pull off what he did yesterday. So just technical proficiency, whatever else you think about Pete Buttigieg in 2028, very strong. In Iowa, a state that probably doesn't matter, but he went there for a reason. Here's two clips. First, here's Pete Buttigieg talking about Joe Biden, and then here's Pete Buttigieg talking about 2028.
Would the party have been better off if he had just not run for re-election?
Maybe, and right now with the benefit of hindsight, I think most people would agree that that's the case. We're also not in a position to wallow in hindsight. We've got to get ready for some fundamental tests of the future of this country and this party, some of which are going on this very year, many of which will come next year.
And said, hey, we voted for him in 2020, and yeah, if he runs again, we would vote for him again. Was tonight's town hall the beginning of an assessment period?
Right now, I'm not running for anything, and part of what's exciting and compelling about an opportunity like this is to be campaigning for values and for ideas rather than a specific electoral campaign. So that's what I'm about. But of course, it means a lot to hear that people who supported me then continue to believe in what I have to say.
Because I am a believer in if you build it, they will come, and a sucker for all things Iowa, and because of the performance yesterday, I have gone from bearish to bullish on P28. I'm not saying he'll be the nominee, but just based on how well they did and he did yesterday, I'm now bearish. I'm now bullish. Dan.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's a serious candidate. I mean, he did well in 20, right? I mean, he ran. He was as a small time mayor to kind of get to where he got. He was young. He's got the benefit of experience. We talked yesterday about, and you just mentioned the kind of technical proficiency. He's doing all the things you want to do. He's going on podcasts. He's making visits, not just kind of, big splashy events in front of the cameras, but off the record, meeting with local activists, meeting with local officials, meeting with donors around the country. Like, I think he wakes up every day and says, what are we doing to try to, put ourselves in a position? I think the thing that he's going to ultimately have to figure out is what lane is he going to try to run in? Is he going to try to bridge the J.B. Pritzker kind of progressive wing with the Whitmer Shapiro moderate wing and try to find some sort of middle ground? And what is he going to run on? And then lastly, that question about Biden is going to dog him, at least for the first 6 months to a year. Every town hall he's going to get asked, what did you know? What was your experience? What do you mean hindsight? You mean you didn't have any, what was the cabinet discussing? So I think it's going to be a little bit of an anchor around his, and I think just like Harris would. But yeah, he gets this. He gets how to do it. He's telegenic. He speaks well. He's a serious candidate.
Yeah, we forgot to mention he grew a beard, so he's looking like a big boy now.
He and JD Vance.
Well, JD already looked like a big boy. I will say, I find, and I know that we've just played some clips, but again, if you think about his background, his 4 years, there wasn't an area within the transportation realm, airways, seaways, roadways, where there wasn't a massive abject failure on his watch. And the idea that we are giving him a pass after 4 years as the Secretary of Transportation on disaster after disaster and failure to address systemic problems in each of those areas is unbelievable. I will give you, I think that as a candidate, he projects well. He clearly has the logistics piece down, as Mark noted earlier. But substantively, it is the idea that he's continued to get a pass on doing such a poor job as Secretary of Transportation is amazing. Like I said, I will give him credit as a political athlete, as you like to say, Dan. But when it comes to substance, just it is amazing the lack of interest there is in his actual record.
That was a delicious video experience. I think you'll agree. Now, what you need to do in return for getting to enjoy that is hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss a thing.